His internship is filled with misfortune, and as he often suffers from Oryx's drunken decisions. Okay, so Oryx is a fucking drunk, huh? That's depressing. Okay.
Because of you, the day was brighter. The clouds right away, and you lifted me higher. Okay, popping like you'll never know.
Hey there, folks. How are you doing? Welcome to another ranting video in which I do absolutely nothing but talk and play a game. And yeah, that's about it, really. It doesn't have a conclusion. This doesn't need a conclusion. You didn't come here for closure. You came here because you like the way I sound when I make them lips up, do them things. Yeah. Alright, that was gay as fuck. Alright, let me just let me just get back into the shit. So I tried to make sure that my microphone sounds better than last time because I know that it sounded like shit in my last video. And I apologize for that, but it seems like my microphone is doing whatever the fuck it wants. Alright, anyway, let me start ranting, because that's what y'all came here for. UDL, don't mind if I do. Okay, so most of you, those who follow me somewhat closely, or at least pay any attention whatsoever to the community tab on my channel, then those people will know that I have been leaving messages there about an operation that I had, cornea transplant, and I haven't been making videos for the past week and a half, and, well, guess why? I've been in the hospital for most of the time, and I've been back a few days now, but I still see like shit, for reasons I'll get into later, because I know it seems kinda stupid. Why would he undergo an operation that's supposed to make him see well, and he still doesn't see well? It seems like a waste of everything. Well, in any case, what I've tried to explain thus far was why I wasn't making videos. I had an operation to deal with. Now, as for why that operation even took place in the first place, and what it actually did, and how it's gonna go, for as long as I'm aware, I'm gonna explain it now. So, for those who care, which is a very, very small number of you, I'm guessing, but you can't stop me from talking about it, because, well, that's the only thing on my mind right now, so I'll do it. See, what's wrong with my eyes? It's a genetic disease. It's called keratoconus. I don't know how to say it in English properly. All I know how to say it is in Czech. Keratoconus. Anyway, so that shit basically makes your... Okay. Do you know what a cornea is? No? That's fantastic. It's the outermost layer of your eye, okay? Your eye has like a cornea, and then it has like a retina. I don't even know how that shit works either, but the point here is that the cornea is that oval-ish shape, right? Like the beginning, the first layer, that's what cornea is. See, it's supposed to have an oval and round-ish shape. That's more often than not, you know, it's supposed to be regular, I guess. Well, my cornea just so happens to be, because again of keratoconus, it just so happens to be completely irregular, which means that it just does whatever the fuck it wants. It goes up and down, it has peaks and valleys, and it, well, how do I say this? It shouldn't, right? And it does not make me see very well. And everyone who sees me in real life, everyone's get confused, because like I mentioned that I see bad, and they're like, well, you have glasses, don't you? Yes, I do. Well, just get better glasses. You see, not everything that's wrong with your eyes can be fixed with glasses, alright? Glasses can be used if you have a problem with your retina, all the way back at the end of your eye, that thing that actually, you know, captures light and like uses that to display an image. See, that light, if you see that light wrong, then you have something wrong with your retina, and you know, you see blurry, and you know, you're either short-sighted or you're long-sighted, and you only see things up close or far away. You see, the thing is, in order for the light to actually reach your retina first, it has to go through your cornea. So if your cornea is fucked like mine, it just doesn't matter what your retina is like, because it's gonna be fucked no matter what. And it's nothing like seeing blurry with dioptries and having glasses type shit. See, what I see, I don't even see blurry. What I see, because like I have, peaks and valleys in my cornea, the way light interacts with such a shape, it basically creates focus points where it shouldn't create focus points. So believe it or not, it makes me see everything multiple times, in multiple places, and because the eye is liquid and the way, liquid it is in your eye, it's long story short, it's different every day, okay? So I wake up not really knowing how the fuck I'm gonna see, because it's gonna be different than it was yesterday. One thing for sure, it's gonna be like shit. Well, in any case, that's what's wrong with my eyes. Well, only one of them now. You see, keratoconus has basically 4 stages. And, well, they are, I don't know, okay? All I know is that if it reaches the final stage, it's basically a race against time before your eye, bursts. Yeah. So, there's basically, if it reaches that point, there's a few things you can do in between before it reaches this stage. There's a cross-linking operation where they like put a bunch of shit in your eye and they shine some purple UV light in there that like fixes the retina. There's like a mirroring operation that like they put a ring in your eye which like stretches the thing. You see, I was being a little fucking dipshit. And since my mom frequently used to take my computer away from me when I was misbehaving, telling my parents that I have a difficulty seeing was like, yeah, right, I'm not gonna let them just take my computer. So I basically kept this shit hidden for 8 years. I kept this shit hidden from my parents for 8 years and acted like I see absolutely fine. And guess what? By the time anyone found out anything, my eyes were already fucked. So, and when it reaches this 4th stage, it's a race against time. There's basically only one thing to do, and that is a transplant. Now, there are, okay, that was a bit of a lie, okay, because there are technically 2 things you can do, 2 types of transplant. Either the halfway one, where they still keep the root of your own cornea, while digging in however much they need to dig out and replacing it with a deceased person's cornea. Or they do the full-on transplant, which means that they keep none of your cornea and just replace the full thing. Thankfully, I had the DALK, I don't know how to say it in English. All these things are new to me too, okay? Point is, my transplant was the half one. They only took 8 millimeters away. That's how big the cut was. I have about 5 or 6 stitches in my eye right now. And also, they didn't do both of them, because that would be retarded, because I wouldn't see with either of them for weeks. So they only did my left one. My right one is still exactly the same that it was. So even though I see like shit with my other eye, I'm still able to play this game, because, well, I've always been able to play it with the eyes the way they were before, and I still have my right eye completely normal, the way it was before, which was in no way normal, but, I'm still able to do what I need to do. But, I shouldn't strain myself and shit, so that's kind of why I laid off of making videos. Now, the big question is, why do I still see like shit with my left eye? Now, to make the cornea heal a little bit better, I have to drip these drops into my eye, which relaxes the cornea and makes it all loose and shit. And that's all well and good, and I still have to do it for weeks, or for like 10 more days basically. And to see the side effect of making that shit relaxed is that you just actually see blurry like hell. So I don't even know if the operation did what it was supposed to do. Okay, I was thinking it was gonna be an in and out adventure, 20-minute long adventure. I'm just gonna go in, they're gonna do the operation. A few days later, I'm gonna have a new cornea. I'm gonna see amazingly. And you know, there are things you can do other than the transplant before it gets to the stage 4. One thing that I didn't mention you can do is you can have hard contact lenses. Now, a lot of you are probably familiar, whichever one of those words. I never was good at those words. Familiar, I think, with contact lenses as a whole. You know, Hobson has them, or had them, I don't know. You know, those things, yeah, they take the shape of your eye. Anyway, most of you probably didn't know that there are 2 types. Well, not 2, there's actually a lot, there's like hybrid ones. Anyway, the normal contact lenses, the one that like change your color or whatever the fuck, they're, soft, I guess in English they would be. And they're soft and they don't really irritate the eye too much. Well, it still does irritate my eye because, well, it's a long story. The point is, it takes the shape of your eye, okay? That's all I'm saying. And if the shape of your eye is fucked, then it's going to copy a fucked shape of an eye, which is not ideal at all. So for me, those lenses were a no-go. Then there is a hybrid, which is like part soft, part hard, whatever. But then there are hard contact lenses. I've tried those. Those are hard. They keep the shape that they're supposed to take. I couldn't take them in. I could keep them in. I couldn't take them, but they were just too painful to deal with. The edges, you know how those things were very, very slim and very hard. Those edges were razor fucking sharp, okay? And I just couldn't deal with the idea of putting that shit in my eye, because if you put it wrong, at a wrong angle, and it gets stuck or something, it like moves in a wrong angle, it can basically cut your eye, and that's the last thing that I fucking needed. Anyway, so that's the thing I couldn't deal with. I just thought that I was gonna be able to see, but because of these drops that I have to drip into my eye, I don't for the next while. But in like 10 days or so, I'm gonna be able to tell you once and for all if I'm actually able to see or not. I mean, it would be retarded if I couldn't, but long story short, it was pretty fucking painful. I had to be at the hospital for 5 days. It took place on Monday last week, because today is also Monday. And that operation lasted an hour, and it happened from 9:15 to 10:15 a.m. So, yeah, on the 6th of May, that's when the operation took place. So yeah, now you're pretty well informed about things you did not give a fuck about, but I made it sound so interesting that now you know. Because, well, I mean, if I didn't make it sound interesting, you would have left by now, and you wouldn't be listening to me say this, so, yeah. Might as well explain how the hospital went. I was on a room with another bed. There were 2 possible people that could have been housed in that room that I was in. However, even though I've been told that another person was gonna come, no one came. I was basically alone there for all the 5 days, which for me is a good thing, because I don't really want to deal with other people. Okay, I don't know. I am talkative, but I'm also kind of a bitch, and I'm scared of people. Okay, sometimes I don't know. It's just like I don't know. Okay, when I'm recovering from an operation, the last thing I want is like some chatty dude next to me. I just want to relax and sleep and shit. Anyway, I'm getting sidetracked. Okay, one of the things I was afraid of. I was afraid of who am I gonna be in the room with? How many people, if even? How's that gonna go? Oh boy. Okay, you know what? Let's just forget about that for now, because we have a different topic at hand that I haven't covered yet. Oh boy. Library. Does anyone give a fuck? So the new dungeon. Okay. I'm gonna go to my hospital talk in a minute. I'm gonna put my focus to this thing now. It's a thing that I haven't mentioned yet because, well, the last time I played Realm, this thing didn't exist yet. So it was only like rumored. Well, more than rumored. It was pretty much confirmed. It was on testing and shit like that. Oh my god. I'm pretty scared because I have no idea what to expect, and it looks creepy as all hell. Is he at the boss already? I don't know if he is. I don't think he is, actually. If I die, tell my family I love them. Oh god, item, I'm stuck. God damn. Alright, any status effects I got hit by so far? Well, okay, that's a confusion right there, boy. There's bats coming out of his hands, and that's creepy as fuck. All I know, okay, literally the only things I know about this dungeon are from two people. One is my friend Tom, who, well, reviewed it. He had an access to the almost said private server. It wasn't the private server. It was he has access to the testing, basically. That's what it is. So he did his thing and tested this dungeon out, and I saw him screen share while he was playing on this dungeon, in this dungeon, doing things. I remember screaming how cool it was, and then he didn't end up using the footage. It was kind of a painful memory. Anyway, so all that matters is that he's the one person that I've seen this dungeon being run from. Next up, I saw Hyperion's videos, both of them. Well, actually, only one of them. The other one I saw the thumbnail in. But long story short, Hyperion's video about explaining how this dungeon works roughly, and then I know that you can, like, there's a glitch where you can, like, I don't know, make people disconnect or some shit. And I know this also is like stack shots or something. It's kind of creepy, I'm not gonna lie. Anyway, so well, that was it. That was it. Really? This? Alright. So, well then, I guess we're done. Anyway, I know you can somehow make people disconnect or some shit like that. It's pretty interesting if you think about it, but I don't really know much about it. Now, I know something from Hyperion's video, and that's that you need people to stand on, like, switches. Oh, this is a goddamn labyrinth. Or maze, better. Anyway, so yeah, I don't think we have the people to stand on the switches to open this secret, sacred area with shit and ask Mr. Eyeball some crap. I'm actually super interested in the lore of Realm, by the way. I mean, I would like to, like, you know, read some theories about it and on. Will I still get to, I don't know, do this thing? Are we gonna do it? How do we get there? God damn it. This is such a irritating thing to have to do. Isn't this a switch? What is this blue thing? That was it there before? I have a lot of questions. No, that's not a switch, alright. Well, alright. Oh, I guess it really is. Alright, so what I've been told about this is that it has a really simple pattern, but it does a shit ton of damage. That's all I know. Okay, so let me just familiarize myself with what's happening. Slowed, that's not cool. 122 damage. That's not cool now, is it? Why is it fucking invulnerable? Do we need to, like, activate the shit somehow, or like? Oh, there you go. Hello. I know that Hyperion said that you should ask. Oh my god, what the fuck? It, like, changed directions and shit. Okay, let me ask about Doug. I don't know, what am I supposed to ask about? I'm alone here. Wait, did he ask for something? So what am I supposed to ask for? Ask about, better. I wanna ask the cursed library, but that's kinda gay. I wanna, like, ask about Oryx and shit, but, like, okay, hold on. Craig. What about Craig? Craig is a sprite who left the sprite world in search of a new life. His true name is over 10,000 letters long, but it's pronounced exactly like Craig. So the name stuck. His internship is filled with misfortune, and as he often suffers from Oryx's drunken decisions. Okay, so Oryx is a fucking drunk. Huh, that's depressing. Okay, like when his residence was randomly rebuilt into Oryx's new court. Haha, yeah. So I guess it's like a little jab at the community, because no one really gives a fuck about the court of Oryx and Chaitan's. That's why it's getting reworked, or Puppet Master's Encore, or the Reef, or anything else that's in there. Anyway, so yeah, the community kind of, you know, doesn't give a fuck, and that's why he's like, oh, you know, it's like, why is he randomly building this shit, like, whatever. I feel ya, Greg. In spite of his misgivings, he is optimistic about his career choice, yet somehow remains blissfully naive towards his boss's conquest of the realm. Ahem, I must thank you once more, adventurers. We shall surely meet again. Okay, now I'll tell you one thing. I would really like it if there was some deep hidden lore in this, and I'm definitely gonna try to solo this dungeon a few more times, ask about some stuff, but I just have a feeling like, you know, they're gonna say, you know, whatever, some nonsense about everything, every item in the game. I mean, yeah, I can ask about anything, but they're just gonna say some random shit, and I don't know. I'm afraid that there isn't a deep lore, hidden lore of a realm. I was hoping that maybe we would get like some sort of a tie-in, some loose ends would. The thing is, realm doesn't have any loose ends, and it's just kind of boring. Oh well. Anyway, so I don't know. I wanted to say some things more, but I can't anymore because I forgot. So I'm not gonna say shit. But I will thank you for watching. I actually had a lot of fun talking to y'all. I hope you had fun listening to me. If you didn't, then if you did, then please type cucumber in the comments, because it makes a good salad, you know what I'm saying? I mean, who doesn't appreciate a good salad? It's a good salad, man. What do you have against cucumbers, man? Anyway, so yeah, cucumber gang, right? Yeah, alright. So yeah, right, Brawlhalla, I wanted to talk about so much more. God dang it! Listen, Brawlhalla videos are coming. More things are coming. More Realm is coming. I'm working on hardcore, okay? It's hard, okay? I'm half blind, okay? You know how hard it is to edit when you're almost blind? It's very hard, okay? And editing hardcore is like the hardest thing to edit that I ever had to edit. I'm gonna stop now with my self-loathing and pitting and whatever. No one needs to listen to this bullshit. Anyway, so yeah. Love you all. See ya in some other videos. Bye-bye.